friends. Today's discussion is on the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear and joint family. Well, today's generation have lived a system, particularly called joint system, and have known the pros and cons of a joint family. They have taken initiative to break out and start a nuclear family. The generation today has come out of age very well and appreciate the strength and weaknesses of both the system. The generation that broke out of the old joint family system did so when individualistic thinking began to gain predominance in society. It was exciting to explore, experiment, and establish a living setup on one's own. The nuclear family gave immense freedom from the tradition and ways of life that the old system was ridden with. Hence, whenever and wherever the parents and the grown up adults, children could not sit along well, and when the adult children could afford to build a house to call their own, nuclear families began to be formed. The advent of nuclear family is attributed to many such factors. The first and most important one is industrialization. The mass industrialization, gave a way to nuclear family system. Industrialization gave opportunities of job creation of new job and employment to the young and educated youth. Because of the opportunities at home and abroad, the children who were highly skilled and highly educated started, you know, leaving their own home and settling in metropolitan cities. It became a fashion for the youth just 2 or 3 decades ago to come out of their hometown and set up their own, residence in the cities where they worked. In commercial and industrial cities, job opportunities attracted them, lured them, and as a result of covetous living and a high quality of living, they were attracted towards metropolitan cities and cities abroad. This is the reason why the nuclear family system has come up as popular and the joint family system has now collapsed. There are other reasons behind the collapse of nuclear joint family system. The first and foremost thing was that the old and aged parents, particularly the older generation, started imposing their own norms and traditions upon the youth, and the youth could hardly digest those rules and regulations because they wanted freedom. So because the younger generation wanted freedom in their setup, and they gained individualistic thinking. When individualistic thinking became predominant in the society, the spur of the breakup the joint family system started, and because of this the nuclear family came into existence. And it all happens with most changes in society. Initially the people from the old system did not take this change very well. The old parents and the older generation didn't like this change in the beginning, but gradually the emergence of individualistic nuclear families took a shape in the society. The other factor was the growing, congestion of thoughts in the family. Family system didn't now hold good for a long. The one of the major reasons why the modern generation became desperate to break out of the joint family was the attitude of the older generation to impose their views and thoughts upon the younger generation. In some families, the father's words were final and nobody could say anything against it. Such an autocratic style of leading a family leads to, you know, repression and suppression, giving rise to feelings of discontentment and unhappiness. One of the things that disintegrated the old joint family system was the continuous interference and meddling by elders in the matters of youngster. Learning from past mistakes, another important aspect of communication is knowing when not to communicate. In other words, it's important to give one another a space and respect in the boundaries of each other. So one of the things that has really come out as one of the biggest issues these days, that the youth now, as they have been living in nuclear family, they have lost the values of cooperation, helping one another. So even in their workplace, the nuclear family system has taken a root over that, and therefore they don't want to cooperate their colleagues at work also. So this is one of the drawbacks that has come out of the nuclear family system, that the youth do not want to live together in a group. Even in a company of 100 people, there will be small groups. There will be 20 groups. Like-minded people want to work together, live together, eat together, and so this has been the biggest drawback of nuclear family system. Secondly, indiscipline also grew in the nuclear family, because there was no elder to check the a spread of individualistic thought and unnecessary freedom given to the individual family members. See, when the family is only of mother, father, and children, there is no elder to guide the entire family. The parents remain busy in their work, they don't have time to look after the children, and the children are having much freedom to do whatever they like. As a result, there is a chaos in the family, and this chaos is very hazardous for the growth of the cultural growth and the social growth of the family. So they may be living in a gorgeous manner, they may be living a prosperous life, but the value system has degraded in the family system, and this is the biggest concern for all of us. Let us introspect and make some way that we can exist in a nuclear family even after respecting our elders and taking care of them, because they are the real treasure of the family and the society. We should never forget that we have come from our ancestors who have really given us much, and we have given them less. So there should be some kind of reward to them, and the biggest reward to them, let us make a way to give them a space and respect even in the nuclear family system, so that the older generation must not feel neglected. And that is my appeal to the younger generation. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.